When I put this on, do not be confused. I am not St. Francis. I'm just Ed Stivender, a layman from the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. Hello, my name is St. Francis of Assisi, but don't get me wrong, just because I'm wearing a dress don't mean I'm a sissy. Every once in a while, God says to one of his saints, hey, why don't you go down on earth and tell the folks what the kingdom of heaven is like? So last night, he said to me, hey, Frankie. He calls me Frankie. I call him Big G sometimes. Sometimes I call him G. Gordon just to kid around, you know. He said to me, Frankie, I want you to go down to the Omni Shore Hotel in Washington, D.C. and tell the folks what the kingdom of heaven is like. And so I'm here to be frank with you about the kingdom of heaven. Basically, the kingdom of heaven is just like Studio 54, the discotheque in New York City. When you die, you get at the end of a big, long line. At the front of the line, there's two guys. Jesus Christ, he owns the place. And St. Peter, he's the bouncer. You come up one at a time, and they ask you your name. Let me give you a hint. Don't lie. You made it that far, no sense messing it up at the last minute. You tell them your name and your social security number. St. Peter types it into the video computer screen, big 54-foot screen, and your whole life flashes before your eyes, as well as the eyes of all the people standing behind you. Everything you've ever done, things you've done in public, things you've done in private, times you picked your nose, everything is on there. After a while, you get a little bit embarrassed. You say to him, Jesus Christ, turn that thing off. But that's okay, because that's his name, you know? He turns it off, and then he looks you in the eye, and he asks you the big question about your life on earth. Did you have a good time? If you say to him, no, I had a terrible time. I couldn't get no respect. I couldn't get no satisfaction. My parents were creeps. People I went to school with were creeps. People I was in community with were creeps. People in my parish were creeps. Life was hell. I'm glad I'm here. You might say, hey, wait a minute. We got a party going on in here. And you are obviously a party pooper. You got to go to the party pooper room. You go to the party pooper room and watch reruns of your life throughout all eternity. If, on the other hand, you say to him, well, Jesus, it was tough sometimes, but I did my best. I partied when I could, and I partied when I couldn't. I made my life good for myself when I could. I made it good for the people around me when I couldn't make it good for myself. He's going to say to you, get inside, because the kingdom of heaven is like a party and you're invited. They got wonderful music up there. Guy Lombardo thinks every day is New Year's Eve. Another guy named Jim Morrison used to play with the Doors. He's got a new group called the Pearly Gates. People say to me, hey, St. Francis of Assisi, what's this business about partying? We were always told that partying was wrong, that what you're supposed to do is work, 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 work. Hey, where'd you get that idea? Not from the gospel. That idea comes from the Puritan work ethic. And as luck would have it, it was invented by the Puritans. Jesus Christ himself did not subscribe to the Puritan work ethic in his own day. As a matter of fact, if you look at the Gospels, you'll notice something very interesting about Jesus Christ and hard work. He was accused of it twice. He denied it both times. What did he do? Party, 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 party. He partied with the prostitutes, he partied with the Pharisees, he partied with the publicans, he partied with the apostles. The night before he died, what did he do? Check it out, it's in the book. Some people call it the Last Supper. I like to call it the next to the last party because of the one that he's got for us now. People say to me, hey, St. Francis of Assisi, if God wanted us to party, he would have made the world a party place to be. Ha, 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 ha. Well, as a matter of fact, he did. But somebody messed it up. So I'd like to tell you the story of how God made the world a party, and two people in particular messed it up. But before I do that, I have to give you the scientific version of creation so that the church in Washington won't lose its federal funding. Billions and billions and billions and billions of years ago, there was an infinitesimally small molecule of infinite density. Don't try to imagine it, take it on faith. And then one day there was a big bang, and that's how we all got here. And now, the rest of the story. In the beginning, there was nothing. And God got a little bit bored. And he said, I think I will have a party. Let there be light, and behold, there was light. Let there be dark, and behold, there was dark. Let there be light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. And God said, this is good. And then he said, I think I will make something and call it matter. That's where they get the saying, something's the matter. That's true. That's true. That's in the Dead Sea tapes. And God said, let there be matter. There was matter, just a big pile of goo, you know. So he took the matter, he separated the dry matter from the wet matter, called the dry matter land and the wet matter water, and God said, this is good. Then he built a sky over it and sprinkled the seeds, and all kinds of trees and plants and flowers grew up, and God said, this is good. Then he looked into the water, and the water looked very lonely. He said, I think I will make the fishes of the sea. You guys get to play the fishes of the sea. It's not hard. Okay, good luck. The only thing you have to work on is how to say hello underwater. Good luck. And God said, let there be the fishes of the sea. And behold, there was the fishes of the sea. And God said, hello, fish. And the fish said back. And God said, this is good. Then he looked on the dry land. Okay, you guys in the middle get to play the beasts of the field. Any kind of beast that you want to be, don't worry about the water. And God said, let there be the beasts of the field. And behold, there was the beasts of the field. And God said, hello, beasts. And the beasts said back. And God said, this is good. And then God looked into the air. You guys get to play the birds of the air. And God said, let there be the birds of the air. And behold, there was the birds of the air. And God said, hello, birds. And the birds said back. Oh! That's okay. That's okay. I'll call it ecology. And God said, this is good. Then he looked at all of creation and said hello to all of creation, and all of creation said back. This is outrageous, totally awesome. He jumped into the water and swam around with the fishes of the sea, hung out on the dry land with the beasts of the field, flew into the air with the birds of the air, and then he got a little bit bored. And he said, I think I will make someone just like myself. Well, almost. So he took some matter, and he molded it and 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 molded it, blew the breath of life in, and behold, the first man. Hello, Adam. Hello, God. How are you feeling today, Adam? Pretty good. How are you feeling? I'm okay. I'm in a very creative mood, as a matter of fact. I've been like this all week. I have created a universe where we can party, 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 party. Now, I'd like to introduce you to the animals. You are going to love this place. So God took Adam down to the fishes of the sea. Hello, fish. Can you say hello to my friend Adam? What do you think, Adam? They're wonderful. I knew you'd like them. Where do you see the beasts of the field? Hello, beasts. Can you say hello to my friend Adam? What do you think, Adam? They're wonderful. I knew you'd love them. Where do you see the birds of the air? Hello, birds. Can you say hello to my friend Adam? Oh, sorry, Adam. That's called ecology. What do you think of them birds? Pretty good, huh? Wonderful. Okay, guy, we are here to party, 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 party. And you can choose your wife from any of these creatures. I don't think it's gonna work. Why not? I want someone just like myself. Well, almost. You're getting sleepy. You're getting sleepy. You're getting sleepy. You're getting sleepy. And it was a good thing, too, because it was time for the first operation. God reached into Adam's side and pulled out a rib. Oh, no! Got the rib, got some matter, put the rib in the matter and molded it 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 and molded it. Blew the breath of life in, and behold, the first woman. Hello, Eve. Hello, God. How are you feeling today, Eve? Pretty good. How are you feeling? I'm okay. I'm in a very creative... Never mind. I've created a universe where we can party, 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 party. Now, there's someone I'd like you to meet. You are gonna love this guy. I hope. Hey, Adam, wake up. Up and Adam. Adam, I'd like you to meet Eve. Hello, Eve. Hello, Adam. Okay, you guys, we are here to party, 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 party. Now, there's only one teeny tiny rule. You see that apple tree over there? That is the apple tree of knowledge of good and evil, and you're not allowed to have any of the apple on that tree. Why not? What do you mean, why not? I created the entire universe. I can have one lousy apple tree to myself, don't you think? But besides that, you guys, party, 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 party. Now, Adam, take Eve around, introduce her to the animals. I'll see you guys a little bit later. So Adam took Eve down to the fishes of the sea. Hello, fish. Can you say hello to my friend Eve? What do you think, Eve? They're wonderful. Wait till you see the beasts of the field. Hello, beasts. Can you say hello to my friend Eve? What do you think, Eve? They're wonderful. Wait till you see the birds of the air. Hello, birds. Can you say hello to my friend Eve? Oh, sorry, Eve. That's called ecology. What do you think of them birds? Pretty good, huh? They're wonderful. Well, here we are. Yep, here we are. Well, here we are. Yep, here we are. Eve, yes? May I have a kiss? Of course. This is the private part. The next morning. Oh, creation sure is wonderful. I think I'll take a walk. And Eve took a walk and found herself down by the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Subtle, ain't I? Oh, yes, you are subtle, sneaking up on me like that. Who are you? My name is Sir Pent. Because of all of the ideas I've got pent up inside of me. Such as, are you hungry at all, dear? Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm famished. Why don't you have some of that apple there? Oh, no, we're not allowed to eat of the apple of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, for God said we mustn't. Oh, Eve, you don't believe everything God says, do you, dear? Why, yes, I do. Oh, you weren't born yesterday, were you? Why, yes, as a matter of fact, I was. Well, you want to be a good wife, don't you? Yes. You want to be as smart as God, don't you? Yes. You want the Equal Rights Amendment to pass, don't you? Yes. Then eat the apple, my dear. Eat it. And so Eve, of her own free will, ate of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Oh, creation sure is wonderful. Hello, Eve. How do you feel? Oh, Adam, I've got a stomachache. Oh, Eve, how'd you get a stomachache? Must have been something I ate. You didn't? Yes, I did, and you should too. Come with me. And so Adam, of his own free will. Really? Ate of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Oh, Eve, I've got something stuck in my throat. It's only your Adam's apple, silly. Adam and Eve! We're not here. Adam, did you eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil? Yes, but the woman made me do it. Eve, did you eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil? Yes, but the serpent made me do it. You stupid serpent. From now on, you have to crawl on the ground and eat the dust of the earth. And as for you guys, I made the universe a party. Had one teeny tiny rule. But was that good enough for Mr. and Ms. Wise Guy? Oh, no. You gotta come along and mess it up. Well, forget it, guys. Since you didn't know how to party, I'm gonna make something you'll just love. It's called hard work. You gotta work every day of your life. Eve, you gotta do housework. Adam, you gotta work 9 to 5 unless you get on the second shift. That's 3 to 11. If you have a liberated relationship where Adam does the housework and Eve does the shift work, you both are going to have to work every day of your life. Now get out of my garden. Wait a minute. There's some clothes at the door. They should fit. I hope you're into leather. Wait a minute. Listen, if you guys ever need me, all you got to do is call. You remember my name, and you call. If you forget my name, make up a name. But call me. See ya. And hey, be careful out there. So Adam and Eve left the garden, and they had children, and their children had children, and their children's children had children, and their children's children's children had children, and their children's 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 children had children, and their children's 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 children had children, and their children's 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 children had children. And their children's 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 children had children. And that's how we all got here. People say to me, yo, St. Francis of Assisi, how can you tell us such a terribly depressing story with such a terribly depressing ending? Well, the story of Adam and Eve is the story of the human race. And that story isn't ended yet. And we all get a chance to decide how that story is going to end. But another nice thing about this story is it gives us an idea of what might happen if God sent his only begotten Son to become the greatest partier of all time. And it's his story that I've got for you next. But we need a little bit of a stretch. Can you raise one of your arms? Either one. That's good. Okay, now put the other one up. That's good. Okay, now put the other one down. No, the other one. Okay, wait a minute. Put them both down. All right. Put either one up. That's right. That's good. Either one. Then the other one. That's good. Now put the other one down. No. Okay, put them both down. Both up. Both down. Both up. Both. Jane Fonda, eat your heart out. Okay. That's good. Okay, now we got to stretch. Well, you guys know what a Christmas creche is? You know, the little nativity stable scene with statue of Mary and Joseph and the baby and the angels and the shepherds and the kings. Who do you think invented the very first Christmas creche? Just take a wild... You guys are so smart. Catholic education is the best. That's right. I, St. Francis of Assisi, invented the very first Christmas creche. But here in the United States, some people like to make a federal case out of it, literally. Literally. And so I have brought a chess set. This way, if an agent of the federal government comes in, we can say we're playing chess, and the diocese won't lose its federal funding. We wouldn't want that to happen. Well, you get a chess set, and then you get these guys. These are the rooks. And you set up these 4 rooks to make a creche. Then you may want to take a couple of pawns to make the stable a little more stable. That's good, okay. Then we'll try the door. Can you help me with this door? That's good, okay. Then we get one of these guys. It looks like a horse. In chess, it's called a knight. Let's pretend it's a cow. What's the cow say? Catholic education is the best. Put the cow right there. Then we get these 3 guys, and we put them in the east. Which way is the east? Over here? Sort of the Middle East, okay? Then we take these 2 guys and put them in the fields. Over here. Sort of the electromagnetic fields. Okay, I think we're just about ready to tell the story of the first Christmas party, the Queen. You probably have figured out what part she plays. You guys are so smart. Once upon a time, there was a young lady named Mary. She was the most beautiful and most graceful lady that ever existed. She lived in Nazareth, in Galilee, and she was engaged to a guy named Joseph. One day, she was hanging out in her garden when all of a sudden, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Who are you? I am an angel of the Lord. You're kidding. No. Angels aren't allowed to kill. I've got wonderful news for you. If it is your will, the Holy Spirit will come upon you, and you will conceive and bear a son. His name is Jesus, Emmanuel, God with us. If it's all right with you. Behold, the handmaid of the Lord. Anything God says is fine with me. Congratulations. Good luck explaining it to Joseph. Boom, 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 boom. Working all day in the carpenter shop. Going over to see my fiancée. Knock, knock, knock. Come in. Hello, Mary. What's new? Joseph, wonderful news. The Messiah is finally coming. That's great. When's he going to get here? In about 9 months. Wonderful. And how's he going to arrive? I'm going to bear him as a son. What? The Holy Spirit came upon me, and I have conceived, and I will bear the child Jesus, the Messiah. Mary, are you pregnant? Yes. I suppose you can forget our wedding. Goodbye forever. Slam. And then what I'll do, I could have her put to death. I could have her put in jail. Perhaps I should divorce her quietly. I guess I better sleep on it. And it was a good thing, too, because it was time for a visit. Joseph, 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 wake up, O ye of little faith. Who are you? I'm an angel of the Lord. Everything that Mary says is true. You're kidding. No. Angels aren't allowed to kill. I guess I better go back and apologize, huh? I guess you better. Knock, knock, knock. Come in. Hello, Mary. Hello, Joseph. Can you ever forgive me for doubting you? Of course. And we can still be married? Of course. Mary and Joseph were married, and they lived in Nazareth, in Galilee, in the north. One day, hear ye, hear ye, by order of the emperor, all Jews that report to the homes of their forefathers. Joseph, that means you have to go all the way to Bethlehem. Nyan, 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 nyan. By order of the emperor. So, Mary got on the back of the donkey because the Volvo was in the shop. They headed down to Bethlehem, knocked at the door of an inn. Yeah, what do you want? Excuse me, sir, we're looking for a place to stay. You got reservations? No, we didn't know we needed reservations. You gotta be kidding me, mister. You expect to stay at the Bethlehem Omni without reservations on Christmas Eve? Well, sir, we didn't know it was going to be this busy, and my wife is with child. Well, I guess you can use the stable out back, but next Christmas, make reservations. Thank you, sir. They went round to the stable. They opened the door. They went inside. The donkey sidled up to the manger. Mary lay down in the hay, and Joseph next to her. And Joseph said, "Smells like a stable in here." That's okay, Joseph. And when her time had come, you have to close your eyes for this part. Open your eyes. Oh, Mary, he's beautiful. May I hold him? Of course. Joseph held the baby. Whoopee! Yahoo! Put him in the manger, and they were very, very happy. They weren't the only ones that were happy. Yahoo! Yippee! Shepherds, shepherds, shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over your flock by night. Hey, Chauncey, look at that. Looks like an angel, don't it? Yeah, I think it is an angel. Wonder what he's trying to tell us. Shepherds, 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 there is born this night in Bethlehem a Savior, Emmanuel, God with us. You're kidding.
No, angels aren't allowed to hear. So, get your ass or whatever means of transportation you have. Down to Bethlehem.
So the shepherds got whatever means of transportation they had, and they headed down to the stable. Knocked at the door. Come in. Chauncey and Edgar walked in. They knelt down and worshiped the babe, and then they each had a chance to hold him. Then Chauncey said to Edgar, "Hey, Edgar, it smells like a stable in here. We better clean this place up." And it was a good thing, too, because just then, coming from the east, this must be the place. Come in. Smells like a stable in here. Good thing we brought this frankincense. Now you know. And they lit the frankincense, and the stable smelled like a palace, for so it was there that the King of Kings was born. And they gave Mary and Joseph some gold and some myrrh. We don't know what they did with the myrrh except have a Merry Christmas, but with some of the gold, they went down to the 7-Eleven store and got potato chips and pretzels and Coca-Cola and Diet Coke, and they had a party. They say the party lasted for 12 days. People say to me, "Hey, yo, Santa Francis of Assisi, it's all well and good to tell the story of the Christmas party with using little chess pieces, but hey, it's 1989. Don't you know any modern ways of telling the gospel story?" Well, as a matter of fact, I do. I know a rap. But I need your help with the beatbox. Would you just do this? That's great. This is called Christmas rapping. I say that once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a baby born in Bethlehem. He was born in a stable on a donkey's dinner table, and the magic men came to visit him. They brought him gold and frankincense and myrrh. I said the boy was going to be our king. Mary just smiled, let him hold the child, but she didn't say anything, because she knew who he was, and she knew what he could do. Chaka Khan. Nearby, there were shepherds abiding in the field. They were keeping a watch on their flock. They looked up to the sky. Their heads began to reel when they saw what they saw. They got quite a shock. There was 1,000 angels in the sky. I said 1,000 angels singing hidey hi, singing hidey 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 hi. Said a hidey hidey ho. That's your part. Hidey 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 hidey. Well, look out. I say the shepherds came down into the town, and they found the little stable still. The drummer boy was there, and so was Santa Claus. With light, the little stable was filled. Well, just then the party started, cause didn't you know it was the very first Christmas day? Well, the drummer hit the drums, and the piper hit the pipes, and everyone began to swing and sway. They were jamming the jive for Jesus, coming in tight on the chorus. They looked up to the angels and said, "Sing hallelujah for us." And they sang, "Hidey, hidey, hidey, hidey." Said, "Hidey, hidey, ho." One more time. Hidey, 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 hidey. Well, look out. I say they gave each other presents, and Santa got some too. Ever since that day, he tries to give his away. I hope he gives some presents to you, singing hidey, 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 hi. I said hidey, hidey, ho. One last time. Hidey, 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 ho. Oh! Great, you guys. And so, the boy. And so, the boy grew up in wisdom and age, and he loved to go to parties. He would be the hit of every party that he went to. One time he said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life of the party." Well, it's true. Wherever he went, people would ask him to tell stories, and sometimes he told stories about parties. You know the one about the partying brother and the Puritan brother? You may know it under a different name, but it goes something like this. Once upon a time, there were two brothers. One who loved to party, 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 party. One who loved to work, 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 work. The one who loved to party, party, party was always getting razzed by his brother who liked to work, until finally he got fed up. He said to his father, "Father, give me my inheritance. I'm going down to the big olive." That's what they called Jerusalem at that time. Going down to the big olive and party. His father gave him his inheritance. The son went down. He partied his money away. No money. Had to get a job working on sanitation crew. Sanitation crew goes on strike. He's got nothing. He's there slopping with the pigs. Finally, he comes to his senses, says to himself, Self, that was his name in Aramaic, Self, might as well get down with your brother. At least you get 3 square meals a day. And so he headed back home. Turns out his father has been standing on the roof of the house watching for the boy, sees him coming down the road, calls down to his servants and the other brother, Hey, your brother's back. Wait till I get him. I'm going to wrap this hoe around his neck. No. Who we thought was dead is alive. We're not going to harm the boy. We're going to party. Put rings on his fingers and shoes on his feet, and they had a wonderful party. Now, you would think that a guy like Jesus, who loved to party so much, would never have any enemies. But he did. And they were the Purushim. Now, this is an Aramaic word that usually is translated as Pharisee, but the better translation is Puritan. It was the Puritans that got Jesus. And it happened after a party. It happened like this. Jesus loved to visit Mary and Martha and Lazarus, those partying people that live right outside of Jerusalem. You remember the time where Mary and Martha were having a party, and Martha was doing all the work, and she complained that Mary was just hanging out with Jesus. And Jesus said, Mary has chosen the better part. You only need one thing for a party, and that's presents. You remember that story? This is the same family. It's not a pun in Aramaic. Presence, you know? Okay. This is the same family. They love to party. Jesus goes over their house, finds out that Lazarus is dead. He goes to the tomb. He weeps. He calls into the tomb, Lazarus, come out. Lazarus, 4 days dead, comes out of the tomb, still wrapped in bandages. Jesus embraces Lazarus and says, what do you want to do now? Lazarus says, how about a coming out party? So they go over to their house, you know, they have sort of a homecoming party, and they're having a great party. Mary runs upstairs. She brings down a big bottle of Chanel number 198, pours it on Jesus' feet. Judas says, ain't that just like a woman? We could have sold that nard and given it to the poor. And Jesus says, no, Mary has chosen the better part. The poor you have always with you, but you won't always have the bridegroom. And it was then that the gospel says Judas went out and betrayed his master. And so it was after the party of the Passover. Jesus was captured and tried and put to death. We don't know if the apostles had much of a party on Good Friday night or on Holy Saturday. We do know that it was the women that went down on the third morning and found that the stone had been rolled away. And after that point, Jesus began to appear. And every time he appeared after his resurrection, what did they do? My favorite one is the one where the apostles are out in the Sea of Galilee. They've been fishing all night, haven't caught a thing. There's a guy on the beach. He calls out, children, have you caught anything? No, we haven't caught anything. Throw your nets on the right side of the boat. Impressed by the nautical language of this man, they threw the nets on the right side of the boat. 152 fish jumped into the boat. John says, it's the Lord. Peter, who has been stripped for work, puts all his clothes on and jumps in the water, papal infallibility, swims to shore, comes up on the beach, and there's Jesus. And what has he got? He's got a barbecue pit going with a grill. He's got some fish for a fish fry barbecue, and they had a party. People say to me, hey, Santa Francis of Assisi, if Jesus loved to party, he must have had a miracle that was a party, hey? Well, as a matter of fact, he did. So I'd like to do for you the new wave rock number, The Marriage Feast of Cana, with me, Santa Francis of Assisi, on lead guitar. St. Peter on the bass. St. Patrick on the drums. Well, the crowd was jumping at the Marriage Feast of Cana. The couple was happy. Everybody was insane. Somebody said it was the steward, I think. We ain't got no more wine. And the crowd put up a stink. They shouted, no more wine. That's your part. No more wine. Well, Mary told Jesus, and so the story goes. Said, what do you expect me to do? The liquor stores are closed. He said to the steward, fill me up 6 jugs, where they filled them up with water and they skimmed away the bugs. But there was. Jesus put his hand out, the crowd gathered round. Could have heard a pin drop, there wasn't a sound. He said to the stewards, fill yourself up a cup. Filled it up and tasted it, looked up, said, yep. Now, I know change is a very difficult thing to get used to. Yeah. Those of us who come from before Vatican II know about the pain of change, but there has been a slight change. And so let's change the line from no more wine to it's new wine to remind us of the Pentecost and what they said of the apostles, that they were drunk on new wine at 9 o'clock in the morning. Filled up and tasted it, looked up, said, yup, it's new. It's new. Thank you very much.
Ed Stivender.